Hello friends, welcome back to video series on analysis of determinate structures. So we are in the series of videos on conjugate beam method. In my previous video I have just explained you about the quick introduction about the conjugate beam method, how we can use that. Now using this simple numerical example I will try to elaborate the concept of conjugate beam method and will try to find how to find the deflection. Now in this beam you have been asked to find what is the maximum deflection. In this beam you need to find what is the maximum deflection, and we have to take EI as constant. Now we know that here this 8 kN is not exactly at the center of the beam, so the maximum deflection cannot be predicted directly. You need to find the location where the deflection occurs. Now first step what we'll do is we'll try to find out these reactions, which you can easily do that. I will just quickly tell you how you can find these reactions. So this is nothing but 8 into 3 divided by 9, and this reaction you can find it as 8 into 9. I'm sorry, this is not 9, this should be total span. So the total span is 12, and this as 8 into 9 divided by 12. So this is how you can find this 6 kN and 2 kN reactions. This is one where you can use this formula. So if this is your simply supported beam, and if this is the load W which is acting, and if this is A and if this is B, so this you can write it as W into B by L, where L is the total span, and this as W into A by L. Okay, so this is how you can find out the reactions. The same thing I have done here also. And once you find the reactions, you have to draw the M by EI diagram of this beam. So let me draw that M by EI diagram. Okay, now I have drawn this M by EI diagram here. You can see this is nothing but a bending moment diagram for this beam. So the bending moment here it will be, so this is 2, so 2 into 9, or you can say 6 into 3 here. This 2 into 9, that is the maximum bending moment at this point, or you can say 6 into 3, so which comes out to be 18. So since I am drawing M by EI, so I should write it as 18 divided by EI. Now you can see here I have drawn these M by EI diagram, and the loading on the conjugate beam as all are upwards, that is away from the beam. Why? Because you have to remember whenever the bending moment is a positive one, so the loading will be always away from the beam, or you can say always the loading will be away from the beam. We'll see some more examples so that it will be much more clear to you. So how I have drawn actually this conjugate beam is, I have drawn the same length as that of the real beam, same supports as that of the real beam, and for that you can refer my previous video to see how the supports should be for a real beam and the corresponding conjugate beam. And the loading on the conjugate beam will be nothing but M by EI diagram of the real beam. Now this is our real beam and this is our conjugate beam. Now we have to work out everything with this conjugate beam only to find our specific values on the real beam. Now this conjugate beam is having some loading on that, and that loading is actually the M by EI diagram of the real beam. Now once you draw this conjugate beam with the same length, supports and everything, now we should proceed further and find out what is required actually. Now we need to find what is the maximum deflection in case of a real beam. Now we don't know where will be the maximum deflection of the real beam. To find that we need to work on the conjugate beam. Now if you see carefully, the maximum deflection could occur in this portion, right? The maximum deflection of this real beam could occur in this portion, that is it lies, that is a value of x, that is the location of the maximum deflection will lie in between 0 to 9 meters. It will lie only. And also we know that whenever there is a maximum deflection, the slope should be 0 at that point, right? So for a maximum deflection, slope should be 0. So we need to find on the real beam where the slope becomes 0. And using theorem 1, we can see that to find the slope on the real beam, we need to find the shear on the conjugate beam. To find the slope on the real beam, we need to find the shear on the conjugate beam. Now we need to see this conjugate beam and check where the shear becomes 0 on the conjugate beam and find out that location, and that location is nothing but where the slope on the real beam becomes 0, or I can say the maximum deflection occurs. Now the shear on the conjugate beam will become 0 in this portion only, that is from here to here. So I will take out that portion and draw the free body diagram. Okay, now here I also need to find what are these reactions, which you can easily find using equations of equilibrium, and I have arrived at these reactions. You can see the loading is upwards, so the reactions will be downwards. So here I am getting 45 by EI, and here I am getting 63 by EI. Now what I am doing next step is, I know that my shear will be 0 in this portion, so I am taking one cut section here. Let me say this as XX, which is at a distance x from point A. Now I am taking this left hand side of the section and I have drawn the free body diagram. So here also you can see the reaction is downwards 45 by EI, and the cut section which is here, this is my cut section XX, which is at a distance of x from point A. Now we need to find this ordinate, which you can usually do it using a rule of similar triangles. If you see this triangle as a whole, that is from here up to here, there is this triangle, I will take it out. So this is how it is. This is 18 by EI, and this is your cut section. This length is 9 meters. This you don't know which you want, that is section XX at a distance x from point A. So this ordinate you don't know, let me call that as W. Now using similar triangles I can easily write it as W divided by x is equal to 18 divided by EI divided by 9. So if you solve for W, you will get it as, so you will get it as 2x divided by EI. So now this ordinate is 2x divided by EI, that is this ordinate. Now I will write an equation for shear force and equate it to 0 so that I can get the value of x, where it will tell me the location of 0 shear force or on the conjugate beam or 0 slope on the real beam. So let me write that equation. So to write that, I will use summation of Fy equal to 0, taking all the upward forces as positive as the sign convention. So 45 by EI is downward, so I will write it as minus 45 by EI. Okay, and this uniformly varying load is upwards, so I should write it as plus half of base is x multiplied by height is 2x by EI. So no any other force is there in the vertical direction, so I can equate it to 0. So in this the only unknown is x, which you can solve, and you will get the value of x as 6.71 meters. Now this also tells us that x is in between 0 and 9 as per our initial assumption. Now this is the point where on the conjugate beam you will get zero shear force, and that is the point on the real beam also where you will get zero slope or you will get maximum deflection. Now we know that at a distance of x equal to 6.71 meters from support A, you have zero shear force on the conjugate beam or zero slope on the real beam. So it means that zero slope, it means that you have maximum deflection there. Now to get the maximum deflection on the real beam, you need to find what is the corresponding moment on the conjugate beam. I can find out that. I will use this same free body diagram. Okay, I have drawn the same free body diagram. Now instead of x, I have substituted it by 6.71, and here also the ordinate is 2 into 6.71 divided by EI. Now I need to find what is the moment at this section XX. So moment at section XX is equal to, so this 45 by EI at section XX will actually cause a hogging bending moment. So I should write it as minus 45 by EI multiplied by 6.71, and this UVL at section XX will cause a sagging bending moment. So I should write it as plus. The load is half of base is 6.71 and the height is 2 into 6.71 divided by EI. This is the total load multiplied by the CG distance up to section XX will be 1/3 of 6.71. So we know any other force is there to take the moment at section XX. So once you solve this, you will get moment at section XX as, you will get it as 201.2 divided by EI. So this is actually the moment at section XX where you will get zero shear force, and you are getting moment, it means moment on the conjugate beam, it means you are actually getting maximum deflection on the real beam. So this is how we can solve to find the slope and deflection using the conjugate beam method. So friends, we'll solve some more examples in my next videos. Till then, thank you. Bye.